We've called you here today in celebration of Stay on Target's 100th episode, a landmark occasion, a day that we will all look back on and say, well, that was something, wasn't it? As momentous as this day is, it is with heavy hearts that we bring you this news. Jon and I have decided we are quitting Stay on Target. 100 episodes and we've had enough. Of each other, of podcasts, of games, movies, TV, comics, etc. We've decided to amicably part ways before the inevitable happens. Someone forgets to watch a movie. One of us doesn't play a game. Basically, any gigantic disaster you can think of, it's coming. Be sure of that. So we've resolved that here and now, we are done. We've decided that the underground and unsavory world of competitive cockfighting will become our focus now. After tonight, we will never again speak to each other about anything related to any of the things we love. So on this day, April 1st, 2015, we hereby state that we are going to...
Wait, what are you doing?
What are you guys doing?
We're shutting it down. We're done.
No more podcasts. Yeah, it's over.
Yes.
No. What are we gonna do with all these people?
Oh, yes. Well, I guess they'll have to get used to our shenanigans because April Fools! We're not going anywhere. You'd have to do a lot to get rid of us. We're going to be here, like we said last week, until episode 1,000, 20 years from now.
Wasn't it $9.99?
1,000 is the end,
Yes.
is what we said.
It's over.
So, I guess we better get this thing started.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jon.
And my name's Chris.
And this is Stay on Target!
Hey everybody, welcome to Stay on Target. We are your hosts.
You can find us online at stayontargetpodcast.com.
That's right, Jon. We are joined this week by our dear friends.
This is probably the largest number of guests we've had on the show.
This is by far the largest number of guests on the show. We also have a studio audience.
We do.
We have a cinematographer and director.
And
a musician.
Yep.
Yes. So let's pass the mic down and we'll hear from each person. This is Megan Ledford. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
This is exciting.
It's very exciting.
Great to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
What is the most excited, or what are you the most excited for?
It's not...
It's new. It's live. Well,
Yes.
it's not live. It's no, yes, it is live.
Well,
Pretty live.
sort of live.
Almost
No.
live.
We
There's
are
live
live.
people here. There's live people.
We're alive as opposed to dead like we've always been all the other 99 episodes.
Dead inside, you mean?
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
But live on the outside. No, it's just fun to be here with all these people. I've spent some time in some movie theaters with some of these guys.
This is true.
Totally legit though. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know.
The FBI shows up and goes,
yeah.
have you been the guy who's like filming these? No, that's not me.
So yeah, just being amongst other nerd-like people is great.
That's
Love it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
We're a
Awesome.
community, so it's good.
We are.
Yeah.
Let's hear from, this is Ike Elgard.
You were on the show last week, actually. Or was that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
For our Battlefield Hardline
That's right.
episode.
This
We
is
will
true.
post that in the comments of this on stayontargetpodcast.com.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sure, right.
How are you? What are you most excited about?
That it's finally getting warm outside.
Yes.
Yes. Even though we are not outside.
What if we were, though? What if it was like it started raining on
What
us
if it was
right
like the
now?
end of White Christmas and the backdrop lifted up and it's snowing outside?
What?
And someone pushes a tree in?
That's episode 200,
That's
guys.
in post.
That's episode 200.
Yes.
Come back in 2 years.
Yes.
And we're gonna do that
Yeah.
for sure.
Next is Mr. Josh Fulton. He runs his own YouTube channel and is pretty amazing at it.
Yes.
It is.
You should plug it.
Fultron84 on YouTube.
There we go. Yes. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Check out his video today. It's very interesting.
Yep. Very similar to the opening, you know.
You shouldn't say anymore.
I'm sorry, I spoiled everything.
All right. Well, we're moving on.
I'm most excited about the drum solo that just happened.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is.
Mr. Cody Moffat.
Hey there.
Yes. And what are you most excited for?
To go to sleep tonight. I'm so tired.
I mean, it was a raucous good time earlier.
Yeah, it was.
We've been here for probably, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
There
I was
was
about to say, did
yelling.
you check your watch? I haven't looked at the time.
99 episodes.
Shouldn't have done that.
I watched them all right before, to get ready.
That was appropriate.
Yeah.
And I applaud you for that.
It's that
But totally
prep, man.
unnecessary.
Just fast forwarded.
As long as you just like, He's listening to it on like ×5 or
Yes.
something, you know?
A lot deeper in real life.
Yes. Well, thank you. We would also like to welcome Mr. Jared Walker.
What's up, guys?
Jay Pinions himself on Twitter.
Here I am.
And I haven't seen a Jay Pinion.
Yeah.
show in
I
a
really
long
haven't
time.
seen a Jay
The
Pinion
J
in a really long
Pinions
time.
have stayed in my head mainly as of late.
You got to get them out. Use that outlet.
all right.
Maybe do some periscoping.
I needed someone to follow me around mainly and just tweet about me,
Yes.
rather than just me actually tweeting things.
I would love to see that. Some random guy or just walking around behind you furiously, like typing on a phone.
I'll talk to him. I'll share him a good tidbit. Give him some juicy stuff here and then.
Buy him a coffee every once in a while.
Well, let's
Let's not get crazy.
Well, that's
For
cool.
sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And we've got John Raby over on the drums.
John Raby on the drums.
So that dude is just rocking it.
Yes, yes. Well, we normally jump into the show at this point.
Yeah. We've got some fun stuff planned.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff planned. We've got some news. We've got a main segment where we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have to do some reminiscing. We have a couple of video guests. But first, Pick of the Week! Pick of the Week! All right. So the pick of the week this week is the
DVD.
Blu-ray release. They're both in here. I'm reading it right off the front. Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD release
What year is it, Chris?
of Interstellar. VHS of Interstellar. Oh, yes. Interstellar.
is.
Oh, right here?
There it is.
It's usually an audio podcast.
Oh man.
Yeah, usually it's an audio podcast. We don't know what we're doing anymore. It also came with this nice art book.
Dude, the art book is amazing in this
It
thing.
feels good.
It feels good.
It does feel good. It's like solid. Well, like some art books that you get they don't hold up.
They just fall apart in your hands. All the pages fall out like leaves.
They don't have a shelf life.
They don't have a shelf life.
They are shot
It also came with, this is the most exciting part, they were IMAX film cells of the actual movie. There's one, there's another. They're very, very cool.
So Chris, it only comes with one, but I see you have two sitting there.
I have two sitting, this is why. So, as we know, this version came from Walmart.
Yep, that's right.
This is where we're going to story time.
Okay,
for a second.
so story time for a second.
So, I was talking to Megan Ledford, and we were going to order this from pre-order on Walmart.com. We both forgot, and then one day I got a frantic text that said it's not available anymore. We are screwed. And
Frantic?
Yes.
Yikes.
Oh yeah.
How frantic was this? What was your emotional state at the time?
3 exclamation points.
Oh
Might have been
man.
some bold, I don't know, some all caps.
So all caps? Oh, that's the worst.
Sure. Yeah.
Like anytime I look at my phone and you see all caps, it's just like, oh
I'm
no.
pretty sure it started with.
I know it's just like an
I'm pretty sure it started with oh crap.
Yes.
Oh crap, they're sold out. We can't pre-order anymore.
Yes.
OMG.
So we pre-ordered the
3 exclamation points.
3
the
exclamation
Best
points,
Buy
yes.
version, which I was considering anyway. This is something we've talked about before on the show. Like, I cannot stand bonus content and different things being available different places. Sometimes I want both of them. In this case, there was bonus content on the Best Buy version.
Yep.
Had a couple extra featurettes.
How many minutes of extra features?
I don't know. I made sure they were there on the disc.
Yep, just made sure.
A visual check.
Didn't even watch them, just like, nope, they're there. I've got it all.
Well, what I did was, so we pre-ordered that.
Yeah.
And then Megan was going to go to Walmart.
Bright and early.
Bright and early.
7 a.m.
Yes.
and get that. Yeah.
I was gonna go as well, but I forgot. Like normal. And so I wake up, and I honestly don't even look at my phone. She had texted me until I was on my way to work, and I'm like, oh man. So I figured work it out where I can go. I go get it, and then like I'm trying to call you. I'm like, did you get one? No answer. So I'm like,
This is true.
I don't know. I'm just gonna buy him one. One of our friends, Josh Hancock, had said, buy me one. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy you one. And I get to the checkout line, and I'm like, what if Ike wants one? I wonder if he pre-ordered it, because he said he was going to pre-order it too. And so I called.
They're like, sir, there's a limit on these.
I thought there was going to be. Like, I kind of like, I don't know. Like, I was really frightened that there was going to be.
You check out, go out, get a disguise.
All those things crossed
The
my
glasses with the fake nose and eyebrows.
mind. Yes. That would have fooled them.
If only.
No, you would just go to a different line. You go to the
It is Walmart.
checkout.
Yes. So he didn't answer his text, but I called him and I'm like, hey, do you want this? He's like, yes. So I ended up buying 4 of them.
I just see you in the Walmart. Yes, all 4.
Well, what was funny was like I made sure like they were like the best 4 out of the 6 that were there. So
Yep.
I'm like, that looks good. And I'm like
Getting the
looking
2x4,
around, I'm like,
looking down
oh,
it,
that
making
one,
sure it's not
that
warped.
one's bent. And then like pick up the next one. So like there's employees walking by like looking at me, and I've got all these stacks of just DVDs everywhere, or Blu-rays. Sorry. And I'm checking out, make sure the books look okay and all that kind of stuff. And so
man.
finally, get out of there, and I bought 4 of them. But we wanted to talk about how amazing this is.
Yeah. So the whole package, like it includes the art book.
Yeah.
It includes the film cells.
The special packaging.
Yeah, this cool packaging.
Yeah.
And so like whenever you texted me about it, I was at the track or whatever, and you texted me, and I got back to my car, and I look at my phone, and it was like this big string of like semi panic texts were like, I found these here at Walmart. Do you want one? And you're like, really, do you want one? Like a few minutes later, and then a few minutes later, you're like, I bought you one.
I bought me a second one too.
Then I texted you, and I was like, thank you. I would have told you yes.
So basically, if you ignore me, I just buy it anyway.
You'll pay
It's a
me
good
back
lesson.
later.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson to know.
Yeah.
It is.
Just ignore.
Don't abuse it.
Ignore Chris, and you get free things. Yeah.
You know his Twitter handle now.
At ChrisWright250. So yes, let's go around and discuss how much we love both this packaging and Interstellar. And yes, I do want to hear from everyone.
I'm stoked. Obviously, I'm surprised you actually didn't open each one and see the film cell, because that's how I would have judged
So here's
by the
the
copies
story.
I got.
Okay, one of our friends, Josh Hancock, the one I got, he got a great film cell.
Yeah.
It's like
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's Matthew McConaughey with like he's staring at the camera in his space suit
Very intensely.
very intensely, and he opened his up. I'm like, man, I should have looked at all these. but in my mind, I was like, that's kind of shady. I'm just gonna like dole them out.
Cut 'em open.
Let the chips fall as they may. Let
Cat spots.
whatever the Lord wills, I'm gonna get. And
So you kept all 5, and you said, hey, these ones didn't come with
I don't
the
know
set.
why it wasn't in there. I just
yes. And plus, there's something about opening them yourself.
Yeah,
like,
it
you
is.
want to rip off the paper and look inside, like this one's mine, So I wanted to allow
peeled
that.
the sticker off. Yeah.
So we don't know what yours is yet. It's in,
Oh,
it's in my
wonderful.
car. It'd be
Sweet.
the best of all of them.
I'll be right back. No, I love the film. I'll pass it on, but I'm super stoked to watch not only the Blu-ray, but probably the DVD as
The
well.
DVD
Yes.
too. You should
Just to see if they're the same or not.
like side by side it. Like
Right.
start them at the same time.
Right.
Just-
Yeah.
Josh, you watched some of the special features. Tell
I
us
did.
about
I also
those.
watched it last night.
The whole thing?
The whole thing with my wife. She hadn't seen it yet, and she loved it. And I would say it was even better the second time, just because you were able to sit back and just kind of take it in. Whereas the first time when you see it in IMAX, it's more of this like spectacle. But yeah, as far as the packaging and stuff, like one of my favorite things, this is such a nerdy thing, but one of my favorite things is the feel of it. Like when I picked it up, I was like, that looks like just plastic, like those Parallax cards, that you like turn and like Mickey Mouse moves or whatever. Like that's what I thought it was made out of, but it's almost like acrylic, kind of like almost like a metallic kind of feel.
Yeah, like if you let the light hit it a certain way, like everything kind of pops and it.
Yeah.
Shines a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it looks like it has some depth to it a little bit, but then
Yeah.
also there's like a magnet hidden inside of it, so when you close it, it actually latches.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so
I couldn't
like,
get mine open
smooth.
for a really long time because I thought I was gonna rip something. Like I thought I was gonna rip the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
or
I
whatever.
did too.
And so I was like
Yeah, it
pulling on it. I'm like, I don't know. And Chris is
Yeah.
like, no, you just open it. It's magnet.
That's what Megan did to
He
me.
said, give it to me.
I was like, what is happening here? And she's like, just open it. It's a magnet. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
this.
And I got the my film cell is spoiler alert right after one of the spaceships explodes. And it's like this wide shot, full frame IMAX shot of the spaceship right up against the ice planet. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
It's-
pretty
that is
epic
really cool.
It's
looking.
very similar to this one. In fact, probably a few frames
I think
off.
it's really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone get like an opening credit or like an ending credit film
Just
cell?
you get the cornfield.
So I looked it up online and I actually saw one. It was like a blurry picture of Jessica Chastain Chastain like turned around at the bookshelf and she's like in motion, so it was just like motion
man.
blur. I'm like, that's the worst one in the world.
That kind of
I was like, what happens if you get the cornfield or it's like, this is just a shot of space.
yeah, it's just here's the blackness of space. It's just a bunch of dots on it. Yeah. Well,
Cody.
So Cody, you didn't like go. You weren't part of the whole rush to get the Blu-ray/DVD combo.
Yeah, did Cody get a text?
Yeah, nobody.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I wanted a Blu-ray or a DVD.
I apologize. That's all I can say about that.
I don't have a Blu-ray player,
I'll
but
let you hold my copy.
Do you have a DVD player though? You don't have a DVD player?
no.
Do you have a computer?
Man, how about a VHS?
Yeah.
Do you have a VHS?
Do you have a Game Boy?
Dude, a Game Boy, like those could be worth
I
money.
stream everything.
Dude, who doesn't stream everything though?
I don't know.
What did you think of?
That question exceeds my knowledge.
How would I know that, John?
It's not the most judgmental podcast on the internet.
Come on.
Cody, what did you think of the movie?
I'm all wrapped up in this lack of a Blu-ray thing right now. But
sorry.
the movie was visually stunning. I thought it was very appealing. It had like a retro kind of like early space exploration feel. The music kind of like harkened back to that kind of era of exploration. It was somewhat ridiculous at points. But I can
arguments.
accept that. I can put blinders on. But overall, like it made me want to be an astronaut when I grow up, and that's all I
Nice.
wanted.
There it is.
You should watch Gravity, and that'll change your mind.
That's true. That's true.
That movie was stressful.
I liked Gravity.
Gravity is a great movie.
Should we talk about that instead?
He's done. He passed the mic.
Gravity was great. Oh, and it's selling. Man, if great packaging could make a great movie, we'd be on the right path there. Right?
I knew we would get around to Jared.
Oh man, I was thinking of a classic zinger that I could say, when it got around to me. That's all I could come up with on the fly. But I agree with Cody in the fact that just like, there was obviously like amazingly shot, like visual, breathtaking. I saw it twice in theaters, saw it in regular and in IMAX, and like I said, some great shots or whatever. It was not an entertaining movie to me at all. There was poorly acted, poor dialogue. The music was, the music was like good for what it was, but it was completely just like tearing across everything. Like I feel like ever since The Dark Knight or Inception, which are like great movies, like
Maybe he should have gone first.
all of Christopher Nolan's movies have like just followed this pattern of just where the music is so big and tries to make the moment so much that it in fact doesn't make the moment and it ruins it. Just because it's just so much just blaring, either it's a loud organ or a horn or just something just way in your face, just like, look, it's big, look, it's epic, look how, and it's like, and you're not really creating an epic moment, you're just kind of throwing an epic soundtrack behind something.
But you did like Inception
Yeah, I did like Inception.
and The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Or the
Yeah.
Was this
Absolutely.
the first
Dark Knight
Nolan
is one of the
miss
best.
for you? Was this the first Nolan miss?
Yeah, I would say it is. Well, no, I would count The Dark Knight Rises as a miss as well.
Let's forget about that one.
I wish.
I liked all these movies.
I liked all those movies. Like I love it. Yeah, but
Yeah, I am a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Absolutely, I was looking forward to this movie a lot. Absolutely, and I'll definitely rent it again and even watch some more of it and just kind of formulate some more opinions. But just wasn't entertained. I thought there was a lot of crying too. Man, like gosh, like so much crying.
and there was a lot of crying on the screen too.
I mean, not only, but and it's just like I feel like it also made very weak female characters from like Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain or whatever. That it's just their characters just kind of just defaulted into the kind of their female just like emotions. It seemed like all the time rather than actually being strong characters. Because girls,
Man, those female emotions.
What do you mean?
that wraps up pick of the week.
Everybody, check out the DVD Blu-ray combo.
I would like to wrap up by saying Chris said he wanted to hear from everyone.
I did.
My voice will be heard. My opinions.
So some rebuttals, it's those J-pinions.
I've been taken away. I'm out.
I don't know why I spoke into that microphone. I have a different microphone.
Brief rebuttals.
I don't even know if I can. I don't even know.
Cool. Cool.
Great, Ike.
My opinion, I enjoyed the film. I saw it
Yes.
twice in IMAX.
Yes.
I too own 2 DVDs as well as Blu-rays. And I'm excited about that. And I can't wait to watch it again and again and study it more. I think there's some worthy things in there to study there, you know, and Nolan's genius.
Yeah.
And Blu-ray, all the bonus features.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about those.
So I thought it was interesting. Wait a minute. Yeah, was it? Were we talking and we looked up on IMDb the cinematographer for Interstellar? What else is he doing?
He's doing Spectre, the new
Spectre.
Bond film.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's hear from Mike real quick.
Hey, I saw this movie 3 times in the regular theater, and I was so excited to see it. Actually, my first IMAX ever with you guys. So altogether 4 times, but incredible movie. I loved it.
Yeah. How would you think of the IMAX version, like the popping in and out of IMAX?
Oh, I
frame
love.
to-
Obviously, you just being that's your first experience. It blew me out of the water. But I loved the fact that you could actually see, like you're saying, you could see just a little bit more and just realize, oh, they cropped that out in the rest of the film. You know?
Yeah.
I love it. 10 out of 10. So
Sweet.
Boom.
Didn't Ike already talk to? Does everyone get to talk twice just because I was so in depth with mine? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, pretty much. Just a little
Well,
bit.
I actually go
okay,
first. 'Cause
we're
I
gonna
didn't
hit
want to end on a
everyone
negative
twice,
note.
but
I actually kind of agree with you on some points.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it's a perfect film. I think it's really great.
Yeah.
But I might get some hate for this, but I think Jessica Chastain, that was the worst. Like,
Yeah.
her performance was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Really?
Not even against Anne Hathaway's performance, because she got on my nerves.
Matt Damon's was the worst.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon showing up was a surprise, though.
I think there were key moments in the film that were done really, really well, and then there were some points that just got completely glossed over. The whole, like, where she figures it all out and screams Eureka and throws her papers off the thing,
yeah.
I was like, what the crap
And then she
are we
didn't
doing?
number them, and so
Yeah.
they gotta like.
I'm like, can you get the intern to pick that up down there? Like,
Seemed like such a good idea at the
yeah,
time.
she solves the thing that's going to save humanity, and then she goes and throws it off a balcony at a bunch of interns that can't fix it. So, yeah, I wasn't really happy with that, but you're a little harsh. I like the
I'll give
film.
you that.
Anything to add?
I think he was talking about the emotions and weak female characters, and I thought like it was a movie about humanity, right? And what's more human than extreme emotion?
This is true.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
that's my little rebuttal.
Without giving
I like
away,
it.
without giving away anything, I cried in the middle of it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Give away
A couple
everything.
times.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
several times. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
2 times, maybe 3.
2.5.
there was a 4th time in there. No, it was awesome. I really enjoyed this movie, man. And as far as like that goes, it's emotional, and I would say it's Christopher Nolan's most emotional film. And as far as the spectacle of it goes, it's like the spectacle was never outweighed the story and the emotion to it. And I don't know. I thought everybody did a great job on the film as far as acting and things like that go. I was 100% happy with that. Like you said, you know, there's some like interesting plot points, and in fact, Jonathan Nolan in an interview recently mentioned somebody asked him about the ending of the film, and he mentioned he's like, no, you're gonna have to ask my brother about the ending because Chris came up with that all on his own, you know. And it's just like, you know, so it's interesting that that the ending was just a Christopher Nolan thing, you know.
Yeah. Should we want to spoil what it's supposed to be?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily.
Okay. Well, we will not.
I mean, unless you
Audience
want
members
to.
have not seen the movie, apparently.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, you know,
Oops.
there might be a lot of people that maybe haven't
Sure.
seen this. So.
All right. Well, we will not spoil it.
Except for
Yeah.
Matt Damon's in it. Surprise.
Whoops. Yeah. Well, cool.
That's the pick of the week.
Yes. Well, because this is a super special episode of Stay on Target, we're going to do 2 segments. We normally don't do a pick of the week, and we do sometimes. And a new
We've only done
segment
that like
sometime.
once, I think.
Once.
I only think once.
Well, this is the
Maybe.
second time.
In 100 episodes, this is the second time.
So it's 98. We did not do this.
Yes, this is true.
Math. So, because it's a super special episode of Stay on Target,
Yeah.
we're going to have another segment.
Yeah, we've got a couple of things coming up.
Yeah.
But first,
The news! It's breaking news, John. You can leave if you'd like to. John, there's many items on the news this week.
yeah, we don't usually print them out. You're
No,
usually on our phone.
and that usually, like, a lot of times bites us in the rear.
Yes, it does, because you can't pull it up fast enough.
Exactly. Well, like, you know.
Well, these are like double-sided too, dude. This
I know
is a lot.
it's double-sided.
Oh, but we
and
can see the full poster for Mad Max.
just ruined the news segment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers.
So we will talk about everything but Mad Max,
Just gonna leave it out.
and then we
gone
will bring
now.
up some of our guests as needed for these news items.
Yeah.
So, John, first item on the news is Marvel has announced a men's fashion line.
Good.
Yes, they are partnering with 5-4 Clothing.
So I want to make this clear. Like I want an Iron Man suit, not like the Tony Stark suit, but the Iron Man suit.
The red and gold one.
Yeah, that seems fashionable.
Yeah, they're not making those fashion
Okay.
items, but they are making high class items based on so they're gonna have things like with secret pockets. The lining is a comic
Yes.
book. Reversible clothing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, things like that.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'll post. They have this weird trailer, but I'll post the weird trailer online at stayontargetpodcast.com in this article.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Why aren't we wearing that right now?
I
wish
don't know.
you had turned your jacket inside out.
It
and
says
was a
it
comic book.
launches today.
Okay, so today.
Yeah. So
What if it's
you
an
can go buy
April
it now.
Fool's though? What if this is just an April Fool's joke?
That does sound like something.
This
that would be an
does
April Fool's
sound
joke.
kind of like an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
What if we've just exposed the whole thing?
Yep. It said that it was shown off in New York City from March 26 to 29.
Okay, so this is from March, but they're
Yeah.
launching it on April
1st.
Fool's Day.
Yeah. I'll check out the validity
Okay,
tomorrow.
So what if they're launching this thing, and if it fails, they can just pull the ripcord and be April Fools, guys. We didn't do this.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
If it doesn't set the world on fire, they have an out.
It's yes. Whoops, we didn't mean that.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
no, just kidding.
Sorry.
April Fools.
I think let's bring up Ike Elgard and Josh Fulton to discuss this.
Woo! Here's the microphone. You guys can pass it back and forth as needed.
As gentlemen.
Sorry.
How appealing is this to you?
You want to go? Okay. If they had if it's real, the sports coat thing sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
I love discreet geek stuff. I don't like, blaring out there that I like this stuff. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes you meet somebody and they're like, "Hey, man, comic books," and you're like, "What?" And you're like, it's just the right amount of nerd stuff to make that connection.
As a plus, you don't have to staple comic books on the inside of your jackets
Which
anymore.
is what I've been doing, right? Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's problematic, especially when you give someone a hug and it stabs them with the
Or it stabs you.
that too. Yeah.
Or you decrease the value because it's now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yes,
That's true. The comic books. I mean, you can't put your number one issue of comic, Iron Man or something on there. So.
Like, would you wear this to a formal event?
I'd have to think about it.
Yes.
It depends. I would wear it to this formal event.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
So
Totally appropriate.
they mention hidden pockets. What would you each put in your hidden pocket?
This is a family podcast, yeah?
Yes.
I'd put the film cell of the new Interstellar that I just got.
I like that.
That way you can be a secret fan of Interstellar.
Correct.
What would you put in
I
yours?
have no idea. I don't know what I would put in there. I'd probably put a flask with nothing in it, just so I could be like, "What's up?" There's nothing in there, so.
But does the flask look like Iron Man's suit? And
Yeah,
light
it
up
would be like
with the
red and
chest
gold.
plate?
Yeah.
There you go.
It also
And it
said
would have a little light in the middle that would light up.
so that it will have classic Avengers emblems. We could try to find Shield and get in. to government agencies.
There you go.
There you go. That's it. Well, you could
Practical
also
and
like. I feel
fashion.
like that's gonna like have a crest on the jackets and things. I feel like that'd be kind of cool.
Okay, like a prep school jacket.
Yeah, you know.
What about
Avengers?
what about the movie premieres? I mean, don't you think that could get you into like
Ooh,
some
Yeah.
that's
pretty
right.
good-
That's right.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Think about it.
Just say you're an extra in the movie.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if extras get to go to those things.
I don't know.
Talking Man number 3.
Yes.
There it is. Yep.
All right. Well, we're moving on to the
Actually, do you want to? Let me see.
Yes.
Do you want to bring Megan on here for this
yes.
one for
I think
a second?
I think Megan and Josh. Yes.
This is like Conan. You know, you like scoot down
Yeah,
to the next
it's one of
guest.
those. So the first thing I wanted to ask in related business to the last episode, or an episode, what am I talking? To the last comment was, how do you feel that it's a men's fashion line, as opposed to like, I feel like formal wear for women would be awesome, like where you have your dress, but it's a comic book dress.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think there's a market for it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of us chic geek women.
Yeah.
There's some in the audience. Can you hear them? There they are.
There you go.
And they're lovely. Yeah. So I'm excited that the guys get all this fun stuff, but yeah, I want to. Oh, well, if I had the money,
There it is.
I would totally
it is.
do that. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's like her universe online, right? Is that a
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
So like
Yes.
they always have some really cool stuff. In fact, there's been like some cardigans where it's like a Shield cardigan or like
Yeah.
a X-Men cardigan, and I'd be like, man, I would love that. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I do buy her universe products because it's awesome, and there's not a huge market. There's not a big enough market for female nerd clothing, and there
sure.
really should be because there's tons of us.
For sure.
Make stuff for us. Come on.
Yeah,
I'll buy it. I've got $40.
for sure.
The
Very
the next.
specific number.
It is a very specific number.
That's usually how much.
$43.
43 is. I can't do that.
There are two items that I want to talk about with you two. The first one is the Walking Dead season 5 finale was the highest rated finale in the show's history. It was also it was second. I have to read through this real fast. I'm sorry. Yes.
Prep work.
I'll read the stats here.
Cool.
It delivered 15.8 million viewers and 10.4 million adults aged 18 to 49, the coveted demographic. With time-shifted playback added in, the special 90-minute finale is expected to exceed 20 million viewers and 11 million adults in the 18 to 49 demographic. Let's see here. As a whole, live same-day viewing numbers for episodes in Season 5 averaged 14.4 million and 9.4 million adults. The latter represents a 9% increase compared to last season. Additionally, The Walking Dead's 5th season achieved something no other cable series has ever accomplished, as each episode in Season 5 ranked in the top 50 telecasts across all of television in this key demographic.
So,
What do you think about that?
Thoughts?
There's a lot of
Numbers.
stats.
yeah, math.
Math and words, man.
This is a math podcast.
This is a math cast.
Mathcast.
Math can't.
We should start that and make it fun.
We really need to.
None of the actual content would be educational.
I just want to replace things with X.
Solve for X.
So what do we think about the show's popularity? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, don't spoil anything, because I feel like, okay, so here's my thought on this, is I feel like the reason this was the highest rated episode ever in the show's history is because they spoiled the mid-season finale and nobody wanted that to happen again.
It's possible.
That's true.
Yeah. No more DVRs, people. That's
Yeah.
how you get
Sure.
rid of DVR viewers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they just decide to spoil the mid-season finale 5 seconds after it's over on their Facebook, and, you're good.
I think it's interesting. I think there's something about the show that no matter how long you try to hold off and just be like, nah, it's not my thing, there's something about it that grabs you. My wife, like the first time I told her about Walking Dead, she was like, I will never, ever watch that show. I do not want to see blood and guts and gore and all that stuff. And I was like, well, whatever. So I was watching it, and over the last 3 weeks or so, she has just been glued to it. And now she will stay up and watch it with me. She still closes her eyes and gets sick to her stomach, but she's like, it's worth it because it's really good. So I don't know. It's
All
got
of
this.
those things I do too.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch it.
It's
That's
got
why
this,
I binge watch it.
It's got this pool of just this drama and this story and these characters, and then it's got zombies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of it has everything a good show needs, and then it's zombies. if it had bacon in it, no one could resist it. That's the only thing it's missing. It's just bacon.
It's the draw.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing is like, it's pretty gruesome. And this is not a, family-friendly show. It's rated TVMA for language and violence. And it's like, this is,
And sometimes awkward sexual scenes.
Yes. This is just, but it's like the most popular show on television.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Yeah.
I think like that goes to like story a lot of it because it's like the heart of it, like you mentioned, it's not like the zombies and it's not like the gore because like if you're into that you can get that almost anywhere, but it's about the human element and those stories. And that's why it's like I always compare it like I binge watch it after it comes out onto DVD or I say DVD, Netflix or Blu-ray, because like I don't know, it's like if I extend it through a whole season, like I sit there and I'm like I cringe at the stuff. I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. Or I'm like, or whatever. But it's like if I can truncate it into a week, it's like I love the story that it'll tell over that week, and I can accept like a week of the pain and the gore and the whatever in order to get that story. So it's like the story is good. So
Yeah. We also saw the first footage from Fear the Walking Dead.
Is that the other show?
It's the spin-off show.
It was like a teaser.
It was a
wasn't
teaser, yeah. So we saw like some clips of LA, and then there was a voiceover talking about, hope you've got your flu shots because there's this strange sickness going around.
Yeah, so it's like all the stuff that they skipped in The Walking Dead, they're now going to concentrate on in this other spin-off, which I think is pretty cool.
How many episodes is it? Is it 6?
I don't know.
Something too short.
Yeah,
Not enough.
exactly. Well, they're up.
Right,
They've got
too.
Jared has. They're doing. They're signed on for 2 seasons, but I think they're really, really short, if I'm not mistaken.
It would make sense. Okay, so are they going to air it?
Six episodes.
Are they going to air it in between like the mid-season finale and the
No.
other
Jared,
thing?
why don't you come up to the
Yes,
couch?
join the special guest couch.
All right.
This is something we actually want to hear you speak about.
Man,
Yes.
we love you, Jared.
All right. Fear the Walking Dead, from what I've heard, it will be 2 seasons, but like you said, it is short seasons. It's 6 episodes apiece, and the first 6 episodes will air this summer. And then they will follow up with a second season, but it's really still part of the first season. I would think of it as because it's still the 6 episodes. We'll start the beginning of 2016.
Cool.
So 6 in the summer, 6 in next spring.
So like 6 months apart. So it's like a shorter seasons, but you get them more often. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other piece of news I wanted to hit on with that is the same executive producers, Robert Kirkman, Galen Hurd, Greg Nicotero, and David Alpert. It's a different showrunner, Dave Erickson. He worked on Sons of Anarchy.
Which I heard didn't end well.
No, yeah, exactly. So, I'm just kind of like, I don't really know anything about him. But then again, I also didn't know anything about Scott Gimple before he took over for The Walking Dead a couple seasons ago, and I love him. He's amazing.
Nobody here watched Sons of Anarchy?
No. Did you?
I haven't seen all of it. I've watched it kind of segmentally up through about halfway through season 6. Like I couldn't watch too much of it at one time, really, just because it's just kind of really, I guess, just kind of real and grounded and messed up to where like it just kind of just puts my head in a weird space, just because innocent people dying and all this stuff, and it just like makes me think about weird things, whatever. I just don't like the way it makes me feel. It's weird.
Dude, no,
It's weird, but it's like literally, yeah, feelings. Yeah,
Totally legit.
correct.
Jared has a
Yep.
problem with feelings.
I have no problems with feelings. My words have been twisted and I've been judged.
Yes. So yeah, but, I mean, what do you think about you think this will be well received? Do you think it will be quality television?
For the Fear the Walking Dead, I think it will, because it seems, have a lot of the same power behind it. I mean, obviously it's just like, there is an element of just like, hey, yeah, we could make a lot more money if we made like a second show. Like, that's just an aspect of it. But it's like, I don't think that means that it couldn't be good at the same time. I think it could be quality television and fresh as well. Just like you're kind of locked into what you're locked into with The Walking Dead, because it is those characters, it is that world, and it is the journey that they've went through. Whatever. So here you can kind of take fresh takes, you can kind of take new chances, you can, maybe even fix mistakes or do things differently than you would have in, the first few seasons.
So
of
not
Walking
stay
Dead.
on a farmhouse for a whole season.
Yeah.
The same farmhouse.
Yeah, but that an argument that could be made for like every season of The Walking
That's
Dead
true.
because every season is them just like hanging out doing nothing somewhere.
Yeah, it's true.
And yet it's the #1 TV.
I was about to say,
exactly.
Love the
quote on the
show. Watched a
commercial.
ton of it. Yeah.
Well, that was something I was talking to Josh Hancock about. He'll be on the podcast next week. The fact that, and we will actually be reviewing this past season of The Walking Dead next week. So tune in for that. But he was talking about the fact that in the comics, whenever they're in Alexandria, where they've been this season, it's very boring. But they've made it interesting here, and I think it is a testament to the writing, to the characters that they've built. Like they take their time building these characters and putting them in good moral quandaries. I feel like to where like it's interesting no matter where they're at.
Moral quandaries.
Lots of
My
moral
favorite,
quandaries.
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I think we'll bring up Jared. You stay.
Stay.
We're gonna bring up Cody and Ike.
Woo! Yeah.
We're going to talk about Spectre, the Spectre trailer. It was released. What's amazing is it was released and they are still shooting the show. I'm sorry, movie.
Yeah.
How's that? That's not horrible.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, how do you say I want you to shoot this stuff first so I can put it in the trailer and it make cohesive sense?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it's a teaser. I mean, it's not. I mean, realistically, I mean, it's not really that much footage that you saw. It's just more of big picture shots and
But also, like teaser stuff isn't historically like sometimes even in the final movie. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
that's true.
sometimes teaser stuff is the stuff that ends up on the cutting board. Sometimes it's great on a trailer or a teaser, isn't necessarily good for the pacing of the movie. So.
Pirates of the Caribbean too.
What was in there?
Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a really long time ago.
No, but there was a specific line when in that trailer when Will was getting ready to get on the Black Pearl on the island, and Johnny Depp is running across. They're like, oh, we gotta wait for Jack, and then it like shows Jack like running from all the population there, and then it cuts back to Will, and he's like, oh, okay, let's go. Never in the movie. All that actually was during takes they had just been doing like take, and Will, I don't remember that term. Orlando Bloom kept messing it up, and so that was like right after he just messed up the uppity, and it was like, all right, let's go. Like that's all that it was. Like it wasn't anything that was like even supposed to be part of the script or like
Cut,
anything.
print, it's in there.
It was just him saying, "Let's do another take. Here we go," and it made it into the trailer.
Wow,
That's funny.
that's wild.
I also remember like the Guardians of the Galaxy, which we did a review of. There was a lot of stuff. I think we did that review. Did we do that with Megan? Yeah. There was a lot of stuff in the trailer for that movie that didn't like in the sizzle, like in the spot where it's like, bah, 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 and it's just a bunch of rapid shots that didn't actually. It was nowhere to be found.
That's true.
In the plot, in anything of the final film. So yeah, it happens. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Cody? Have you seen it?
I did not see the trailer for Spectre.
Are you excited for the next James Bond?
Just come back in like 5 minutes,
sure.
go watch it.
He pulls out his phone right now. He's just starting it up.
It's just blurred out right here.
Sorry, I didn't do it.
No,
I
it's
did.
okay.
I did get to see it. I'm trying to remember it, but I did get to see it. Obviously, any teaser like of any series, even like when the Hunger Games thing came out, like
Yeah.
it was nothing but just the
The logo.
Yeah, the
Right.
logo.
we talked about that.
spinning
But
and
I
changing.
mean, people just get hyped, and so obviously, like, and to be honest, like the whole Daniel Craig Bond thing, like when the first film came out, I was like, "This, come on," you know what I mean? Like, because it's at such a transition, but now I think he does such a good job.
Yeah.
But seeing this come out, I just love like just the simple like dialogue over like really dark, dramatic scenes, and it totally sells it. And I haven't read too much, but understanding like who the villain is. What's
Christoph Waltz.
Yes,
Yes.
Christoph Waltz. Where like you don't see his face, but it's just you
Yeah.
the
Which
moment
is
you
very
hear his
classic
voice.
Bond
Oh, yeah.
villain-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
like,
true.
You go back
Yeah,
to
rather
classic
than
Bond movies,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like the villain was always something that was secret. And
Right.
then that, like normally didn't even see the villain until like halfway through, like in Goldfinger or Dr. No or something like that.
Or even
it
the
was
last,
a while before you actually saw the villain. Even in the last one.
even the last one.
You didn't see Javier Bardem's character until
Probably an hour
probably
in.
even more halfway through.
Well, I think it was more than it was about an hour. And
I think
15
I
or
even
something.
actually like checked it. I think it was like an
Your
hour
timing,
and 10
yeah.
minutes or something like that. Yeah.
Jared's got
and
a
he does.
stopwatch.
He does. Obviously, he's won numerous Academy Academy Award for Django.
Yes.
Yep.
But I don't know if he won anything for Inglourious Bastards. But,
I don't think so.
Obviously, I mean, just he plays that role so so good. So I'm super stoked. So
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
be great.
They also, without being too spoilers, they released some images from the first opening sequence. The thing that I thought was pretty cool was the fact that it had 1,500 extras in the opening sequence, which is amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, to the Bond film.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
I have some pictures here. I can show them to the camera. Close your eyes if you don't want to see them. Is this?
And
is
if
this
you're
in
on the
right
audio,
spot?
yeah,
you can go look at the video.
go look at. You can go ahead to standtargetpodcast.com.
There's another one.
We're just gonna describe them all.
Cool.
Hands up.
Yeah. So if you are only listening to the audio, you can go to standtargetpodcast.com and check out those photos. Chris will post them in the post.
I will put them there.
Cool.
Myself. We can skip over a few of these. I said we wouldn't talk about Mad Max, but let's talk about Mad Max.
Let's talk about Mad Max.
How pumped are you for
Who do you
Mad
want to
Max?
bring? Do you want to switch out anybody?
Who else is pumped for Mad Max? Are you two pumped for Mad Max?
I am.
You're pumped for Mad
You're
Max?
pumped
All right, let's talk about
Move him down. We're playing musical chairs here.
No, we're
No,
good.
totally kidding.
left foot blue.
This is the new Mad Max trailer.
You mean poster?
With
Trailer.
yeah, it's a still trailer.
Yep. And if you move it like this,
It's just
if you
a-
move it, if
it's
you
a-
shake
it-
the paper,
right,
it's
it's a-
it's actual movie.
It literally
a
looks
flip
like
book.
this.
Yeah, it's like they're driving.
Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
What exactly? Like, I'm excited about the movie as well, but like, what is like getting you excited about it? Because like to me, like watching it, like you don't even really know like a whole lot about it. Like it looks like tons of fun, you know.
Oh
but
yeah.
It's just like besides
well, I mean,
that, it's just
honestly,
like,
if the whole movie is as action packed as which it seems like it is. It seems like there's no dialogue in the whole film.
and I've said it before for those that are familiar with the game, but I feel like it looks like Borderlands, like to an extent.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's just like crazy, and there's people just like running around, blowing up all over the place, and just screaming all over the place.
There's just a harsh
Weird
yellow
armored
filter
vehicles, you know,
over the
everything's all
camera the whole
stripped
time.
down, and you know, it looks really cool.
John Raby is excited about this one.
You are?
So here, let's pass the mic.
come.
Let's pass the mic.
Yes, come to the couch.
Come to the couch.
Come sit on the couch.
Come to the couch. So make some room. Make some room. Here we go. Everybody scoot down one. Everybody scoot down one. It's okay.
I bailed.
Well, it's with they all rolled over and one fell out. That sort of thing. You know?
So like now I got one more spot to move before I get kicked off the couch.
There it is. So yeah, go ahead. Why are you excited about Mad Max?
Well, I feel like I've just been promoted.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that
have.
there is only one musician. There are numerous guests.
I've been
So-
demoted. Dang it. This doesn't affect my pay, does it?
No.
Okay.
It'll stay the exact same. I promise.
Good, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Hope you enjoyed that pizza earlier.
Man, it was so cheesy. When I picked up the cheese pizza, it was like Ninja Turtle pizza. It just flopped straight
man.
down.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay. This is off topic, but I always wanted to eat that pizza.
Always.
It looks so good, and it's a cartoon.
Dude,
I feel the same way about Krabby Patties too.
Krabby Patties?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, they make them look pretty good.
They do. I mean, like, Mr. Krabs making them all over the... No, I guess Squidward makes them. Squidward makes them.
Chili dogs from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, those looked good.
They looked amazing.
What, the chili dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, chili dogs. What was it, like 20? Wasn't it 20 of them? How many was it? Was it 24?
I don't know.
He would
He ate a lot.
Oh,
I think it was a specific number.
Goof Troop whenever he.
Oh, the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
Dude, we need to have like
Holy
a top
shit. I don't wanna
10
eat that.
cartoon foods.
Yes, Cody doesn't want to eat the cheese.
You don't want to eat the Leaning Tower of Cheesa?
Nah, it didn't look good.
What do you guys talk?
I don't know. We're talking about Mad Max.
Yes.
Mad Max.
That's true, Mad Max.
Mad
So why are
Max.
you excited about Mad Max?
Well, I loved the first one. I loved Thunderdome. They were just super gritty and raw, and like the acting wasn't incredible, but that didn't matter.
But the action and the
The
setting.
action was amazing. Like it's post-apocalyptic, right? Is that
Yeah,
the right
yeah.
word?
Yep.
Like everyone's just like fighting. Like gas is the most valuable thing in the world, and they're just like doing anything and everything to get gasoline, and like that's amazing.
And we can all relate to this whenever
Yeah.
gas prices used to be like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
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 I like how in the old ones, you know, Mel Gibson, he's pulling up with his sweet car and everything, you know, way, way old, obviously. And they're popping the hood. He's like, yeah, V8 engine. But it's like tons of cars just have V8 engines in it now. It's like it's like W16 or nothing nowadays.
I used to have a Lincoln Town Car with a V8 in it.
Yeah, it's like V8.
95 Lincoln Town
Oh,
Car.
man.
What are these cars going to have?
that was a
then?
beast.
Are they going to have like V12s?
Man, they better have W16s. That's all I
And
know.
someone better have a mullet in it.
A mullet?
Good.
All right, as far, I mean, it looks pretty like.
I've seen a lot of no hair.
It was the nuclear fallout. That's
All right, we'll move on. Let's bring up Megan Ledford for this for a second.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, John, you can stay for a second.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch Heroes?
The show?
Well, then.
Well then yep. Come on.
Ian.
Come on over, Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
Ian.
Right here.
All right.
Your time.
Yes. I'm so excited. This is Ian Collins, everyone. I guess you pronounce it Masayoka or Oki?
Hiro Nakamura?
Yes, Hiro Nakamura is
Nakamura.
coming back to the next Hero.
This is
I've
amazing.
got goosebumps all over myself. I'm about ready to cry. I'm so excited right now. I saw the trailer on at the Super Bowl, and it was like it just came up, and I was like, heroes, and everybody there was like, who are you? And I wasn't paying attention to anything else.
Wasn't the trailer just the planet and it said heroes?
I mean, it was no, it was the dad. It was the dad. It was just
was
like a
it?
shot of him, and I like geeked out.
Dude, I remember watching Heroes. Like we were in college, and Chris was like, "Oh, we should buy the first season of Heroes. I hear it's good." And then about 36 hours later, we were done with the first season, and we were
Binge
like, "What?"
Yeah. I think I watched the whole first season on my old iPhone, laying in bed like
Burning
this,
up data minutes,
like for real, just like, oh. But the first time I watched it on DVDs on a computer.
Yep.
And so I've like, I'm so excited.
Dude, that's amazing.
I don't know. That's all I know. I haven't
Yeah.
like read about it. I haven't seen anything else about it. I just saw that one thing.
And then Hiro Nakamura being back. That's
I'm
amazing.
like-
That's exciting.
I love that.
Well, he played such a pivotal role in the first season.
He
You know,
did,
he did the
yeah.
whole save the cheerleader, save the world thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
he
And
came
the,
from
and the
kind of
Nissan Versa.
future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's a permanent cast member though. From what I had read, that it was just going to be kind of
Agreed. It says
what
that
I was
he
going for there.
it's
transfer over to the kind of next series.
The new kids.
he's guest starring. He has a guest starring arc on the series. So I don't know what that means. I don't even know. Is this a full season? Like how many episodes is this supposed to be?
I want to say it's a shorter season.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
Doesn't matter at all.
You're right.
Give me like 3, like, because they were supposed to make the movie.
Yep.
The movie got shelved. The writer strike.
Are there any pending writer strikes going on right
If
Yeah.
I could just get like 3 good episodes that didn't have the circus in it, I'm like, I'd be happy right now.
I enjoyed some of the circus
enjoy some of the
episodes.
circus.
Yeah.
The ending of some of the
whole
circus stuff was
season?
good.
now? Robert Nepper, the character who
Oh,
was the
he's-
owner of the circus,
oh,
I think
he's
he just
great.
plays a great creepy guy.
Yes,
you know?
he's great.
Yeah. So we have 2 circus yeses and 1 circus no.
Eh.
But yeah, the whole season, it was weird going back to it the whole season. So
Yeah.
Were you just like watching it like, I love this, the circus comes on, you're like, oh.
Yeah, well, it's like it first gets kind
Popcorn.
of cool because you see some of the new characters and
Yeah.
like, oh, that's always fun. And then you're still there, and you're still there. And
Yeah.
then she's like trapped, and she's still there.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like the ground open up.
Yeah.
And she's still. It's like where
Like,
like
trapped in like an RV underground with like her and her dad or something, weird like that.
I don't remember that part.
yes.
Obviously, the
I'm
show
sure it
ended
did.
for reasons, it had all kinds of flaws, as it went on and on and on, and kind of just
Yeah.
kept casting more nets than they could pull back in. you
Right.
know.
I'll tell you, like the thing that disappointed me the most, and I've talked about this before too, is Peter Parker always losing his powers.
Yeah.
It's like I watch a superhero show. Not
Peter Parker? No.
what was
Peter,
name?
what's his name?
Peter.
Something.
Peter Petrelli.
Peter Petrelli. Yeah.
the one.
They mess, it's
the
the
guy
double
from
P's.
the guy from Gilmore Girls.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. But like every
Yeah.
single every other season, it's like, well, he doesn't have his powers anymore. It's like that's not why I watch a
Or he has new
superhero show.
powers or different powers, or he had
Yeah.
like the whole like absorbing thing for a while,
Yeah.
and
Which is a cool power, but it's like, yeah, you get to a certain point, and it's like, yeah, you make a good point whenever any superhero thing happens, and the plot point is you lose your powers. It's
Yeah.
like that's not why I'm here.
If I wanted
Yeah.
to watch
Do it
someone without
once and
powers,
move
I would
on.
just look in the mirror,
Yeah.
not watch a TV screen.
It's almost so like when you're a kid, you're like, man, I wish my superpower would be have every superpower.
That's true. And that's
And
part
so
of that.
this is like he's kind of that
Yeah,
guy.
he is that guy.
But they had to make a twist so that way he wasn't always like,
That's true.
I'm rubber glue, I got everything, you know.
Well, and also
Yes.
I think that's like part of the reason why, like, and while I don't know if they would be able to get the actor, but like Siler's character was so like overpowered and kind of intriguing. But it's like, yeah, at some point, whenever you have every power, just becomes like,
Exactly, for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, Siler was a great character,
Yeah.
but it's just, just really after season 1 on from there was just nowhere to go with the character.
With him.
They couldn't kill him off, they didn't know, let's make him a good guy for a while, let's make him a bad guy for a while, and then just like kill him 1,000 times, and then he always comes back to life because he has 1,000
every power.
powers.
Yeah.
I could have been easily done with just one season, and just because the first season was great. Second season, I was like, oh great, let's start with the.
Yeah.
Just instantly in a bad direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that was the first time that I actually saw a show and was like, oh, they should have stopped. They should have done one season, do it really great, close it out, move on to something
Did
else.
you see Revenge? You might not have seen Revenge if you didn't have that thought.
When is it coming out, and how many episodes, and what's the deal?
You got some
'Cause
details?
we haven't gotten there.
It will.
Fall lineup.
Yep, fall 2015.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Moving on, let's jump to real quickly. I wanted to touch on we do Arrow on Target and Flash on Target every single week. Stephen Amell has just been cast in the next TMNT movie,
Yeah, which we actually reviewed the first TMNT movie.
and it didn't go well.
No.
Casey Jones.
It was
He's gonna be Casey Jones.
He's gonna be Casey Jones.
Yeah.
So who do you want to talk about this?
Anyway, does anyone want to volunteer for this?
Does anyone-
TMNT?
I've just been on the couch. I'll go back.
Let's
I watched 2 episodes of Arrow.
Or do you like Stephen Amell?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Catherine wants to come on.
does Catherine want to come on? Does Catherine want to come on? This podcast debut of my wife, my awesome wife.
I'm usually craft services.
I've got my news
This is true.
all jumbled up here, John.
Yeah, I know. I've been shuffling through it, trying to find where you're going next,
Yeah.
and you're
No,
not going
I'm
linearly.
just gonna throw all these
This
things
is kind
out.
of like a David Goyer screenplay.
Yeah, it
We're
goes
just
everywhere.
going everywhere.
I think that's how he writes his screenplays. He writes a page and then just mixes them up.
Yep.
Like, well, that's the order of the film.
Shuffles the cards. So Stephen Amell as Casey Jones.
Now, this is interesting because I'm fairly new to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And is it the Cartoon Network that we?
It is. Is it? No, it's Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon is actually where I've kind of, introduced myself to this. Stephen Amell, I wouldn't see as Casey Jones right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I think what's going to be good, and actually I haven't seen the first film, but he's such a good conversationalist that I feel like him and Megan will be able to kind of bring that.
That's
to the table.
that's an interesting point because they said this was from Variety, I think, released this. The studio said it was his chemistry with Fox, Megan Fox, that led to them eventually giving him the role.
So I mean, my first thought is like Stephen Amell just has great chemistry with everybody.
That's the thing.
It's just he's just awesome.
Yeah.
And so like
I don't think it's something special between him and Megan Fox.
Right, but it's like I think that just in general, he's gonna bring like a cooler level to this. It's the first movie was so riddled with odd things and like
It was riddled.
weird reference like we said, just a quick recap. It's like every character was awkward and weird except for Megan Fox's character.
That's true.
Her character was awesome in that, and
Well, because-
and it's because everybody related to her in weird like sexist kind of ways, where like they were referencing her hotness or they were trying to hit on her the whole time, and it's like it was just super awkward.
If you want to hear our review, you can find it. I'll post it in this podcast.
Yes. But yeah, so like I mean, this is an interesting casting choice because I love Stephen Amell, and it will make me go see the second movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
for
will
sure.
definitely review it.
It'll make me watch the first one.
There you go. So I mean, like I think that grabbing onto him was a good call on their part.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, supermodel Alessandra Ambrosio is going to be in this movie as well.
Yeah.
She's a Victoria's Secret model. I don't know how that's going to go.
Well, that's kind of par for the course for what's his name? Yeah, Michael Bay. Michael Bay kind of does that. So
Yeah, he's producing this movie. That's true. He did that in the Transformers
He
movies.
does that.
That's true. Is anyone pumped about Halo 5? Anyone want to come talk about Halo 5? Or Gears of War? Either one. We're moving into some game news real quickly.
I don't know anything, but I like them.
All right, come over here.
It was an honor.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I just dropped all of these, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm realizing why we do this digitally.
I know.
and, so,
And also,
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna lie, it took way too much time for me to like copy and paste these. And
we
Yeah,
need
yes.
we need iPads over here.
yes,
We need iPads over here where we can just like swipe over. And
that's
stuff,
true.
so.
We do. So the Halo 5 Guardians trailer dropped. 2 trailers basically dropped
Yeah,
during Walking
they're
Dead.
like inverse trailers.
Did you see those?
I did. And I don't know a whole lot about Spartan Locke, but does that make me not qualified?
No, you're good.
This? Okay.
Okay, so nobody knows anything about him because he's like kind of brand new.
No,
and
but
he's,
he was in the. I haven't seen it yet, but the what's that series?
Forward Unto Dawn?
Was he in there?
I don't know. No, the
No,
other
never
one.
saw it.
The other one.
The other
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Night.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of promoting that one because it's on your Xbox. But it's
Yeah.
like whenever you booted your Xbox, it was released, but I never saw anything about it on the dashboards. They didn't really do a good job
I
of
didn't know that was a
promoting
thing.
it. But it is a thing, so you can go and look for it.
Well, hang on. It's probably in this article. I
But
was gonna look on
yeah,
my phone.
so like Locke is supposedly hunting Master Chief for
Right.
some reason.
I gathered that, yeah.
Yeah.
Halo
and
Nightfall.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Not to
So
be confused with a Destiny Nightfall.
Yeah, different.
that's very different.
I mean, it sounds intriguing. I liked the tone of the trailer. I liked it when it flipped to Master Chief hunting Locke and just seeing like this weird twisted kind of Master Chief. It made me wish that Peter Jackson had gone through with a full length feature.
For sure.
Real life Halo.
Or anyone. I think Neil Blomkamp was attached to a Halo movie at one point.
That was the same
too.
one. It was the same one. Like Peter
They were
Jackson
both
was
gonna
going
do
to
it?
produce it, and he was going to Blomkamp
Direct
was
it?
going to direct it. Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Blomkamp said in some interview recently where he said something about like, if anybody goes to make a Halo movie, I basically have it all. If you want to hire me.
Apparently, he has scripts for every movie you could possibly want to make.
Yeah.
He's just got them written, you know,
He's this
already.
whole-
He's like
This
he's
whole
like the
Alien
Michael
movie.
Jackson of films. He just goes and buys rights to everything.
Yes.
Man, it's amazing. Like, it's amazing that he's going to be on the next Alien. It's going to be interesting to see what potentially you could like parallels you could draw between what Halo could have been if he had been doing it
Yeah.
versus what Alien is after it comes out. So
Yeah.
What was the other
It's
thing?
gonna be
Halo
interesting.
5 and what else?
Halo 5 is gonna be released on October 27th. The next one is Gears of War. Number one, the next Gears of War won't come to Xbox 360, and there was a teaser image.
So it's next gen only.
A tweet by Black Tusk's Jack Felling showcases an actor holding one of the game's imposing firearms.
Is it one of the chainsaw guns?
It looks kind of like that, yeah,
Cool.
something like that.
So this would be like Gears of War 4, yeah? Marcus Phoenix?
No,
and all
well,
that
like
jazz?
we don't know if it's gonna like
Nothing about it.
have those characters in it. If it's gonna, we don't know anything about it.
Yep. If it might be just a complete reboot. Chris, you just dropped all the papers. Yep.
Yes.
We can cut this out of the podcast.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, yeah.
None of this making it in.
I like Gears of War. There
We also
go.
have Sunset Overdrive has received a $20 price drop.
Cool.
It is now $40. The DLC also dropped today, so you can go get that.
It's a great game.
Still won't
You've
buy it.
almost 100%ed it.
I have almost, yeah. I will after this.
Yeah, whenever
comes
you get
out.
the DLC.
There's a limited edition Arkham Knight PS4 console coming out.
Looks amazing,
It
dude.
looks really cool.
It
If
does look
anybody
cool.
is in the market for a PS4, this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get I think it's $450. You get the game and the console with this Batman artwork on it. It's pretty cool looking. I'm running through these really fast now.
Yeah,
the
that's
game
fine.
stuff.
Great.
The free PS Plus games for April for PlayStation. We talked about the games for Gold last week. PS Plus for this week. Never Alone on PS4. Dishonored for PS3. Aurora's Awakening for PS3 and PS4. Killzone Mercenary for PS Vita. And Monster Bag, whatever that is, for PS Vita.
Sounds like a bag I don't want to open.
It says, listen, the description off the PlayStation blog is an adorable puzzle game about a bag-shaped monster named V trying to reach his friend Nia without scaring the pants off people. May or may not include a battle of wits, skill, and the inevitable apocalypse.
And may or may not include pants being removed. I don't know. That's super weird.
Let's not talk about that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, first, Star Wars Battlefront. It's going to be, they're going to get a trailer.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it? Okay. On April 17th.
Cool.
It's going to be, they're going to release it at the Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, in Anaheim. Yep.
There's also a new R2-D2 short. Megan Ledford, would you like to talk about it for a second? All right. It's called,
I haven't seen this. I need to look at this.
R2 and
You
Love?
can look at it at StayOnTargetPodcast.com.
Stay on target, podcast.com.
Stay on
In the
target.
article.
Yes, R2 in Love, spelled ARTOO, you know, rights and things.
Yes.
No, R2 in Love, it's short, and it's a short, it's 3 minutes, and it's just darling.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, subplot, R2 is looking for love.
That's good.
He may or may not have found it.
That's awesome.
You know, just spoiler free, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
So as far as this goes, like, is it CG? Is it?
No, it's all practical.
Okay.
Like there's, you know, the
cool.
robotic R2.
There's some
there
effects.
may or some.
Yeah. that paper I just threw down there said that the person who did it actually got someone from Lucasfilm to come and do some of the special effects on it.
Well, I wondered because it's so well done.
Yeah.
The quality is amazing because some shorts are kind of like, look at this crappy amazing thing we did.
Right.
No, but so yeah, it's a good storytelling, and I may have teared up, and as a single person, I may have had a little hope there, and you know, nerd.
You can find your own art too.
Yes, a new hope. I heard that over there. I heard that from over there. Star Wars.
Will you strike back at something?
Strike back.
If a man asks me out, I will strike back.
Oh, I like that.
And then there'll be the Return of the Jedi.
It's the second date. Yeah. The Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you return wearing the cloak that he wore in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, sure. I totally have it.
And that's the news.
All right, so for this segment, we thought we'd have a little bit of fun, and we had like the different guests and some special people, like some people that weren't able to make it to the show, that sort of thing. Send in some segment topics where we can basically put everyone in the hot seat to do various things.
To do various things.
Or just talk about various things. To do. Okay, so for example, we'll just kick it off. So who do you want to start with? Who wants to start here? Some of them are group things, so
Instantly in.
Okay, Jared. All right. Yep.
all right.
Go with
So we've got in 20 seconds. Tell us the difference between a Blu-ray and a DVD. This is appropriate.
Wow. Blu-ray and DVD, I don't really care much at all. It's like one, I guess, looks slightly better than the other one and has better sound quality.
better, he says.
I never had an ear
Slightly
or an
better.
eye for that kind of stuff, so I'm not.
And it's over.
No, you get 20
3,
seconds.
2, 1, 20 seconds.
The difference, I might say,
Math.
resolution, maybe, like
Purtiness.
multiple times better, sound,
Capacity.
50 gigabytes versus 7.
It's yet to make a movie a better movie yet, though.
Interstellar.
It's about the experience. It's not.
There
It's
it
not our
is.
job.
There it is.
Blu-ray. It's not our job.
All right, on to the next one. Here we go, and each person can kind of talk about this a little bit. If you could forget watching one movie, which movie would it be and why?
I'll start since I have the mic and I know my answer already. Oz the Great and Powerful, worst movie ever made.
Okay, so you went with that way. Like I was gonna say, what if you could forget watching a movie so you could watch it again and experience it afresh? That's the way I was thinking.
Do either or.
You could do either or. So
I'm gonna go with
pick.
I wish I had never spent the money. I wish it never happened. I wish Sam Raimi never did that to me ever.
There it is.
In the
All
history
right, so
of my life.
I want
Pass it to Jared.
Keep going on the Sam Raimi topic and talk about the night that I spent hours waiting in line and buying tickets to see the midnight showing of Spider-Man 3. I would still like my money back and a proper Venom done, please. Thank you.
All right, Ike, on to you.
Well, opposite of them, something like you said, where I could erase my memory to watch it again, and somehow it's kind of twisted, but I would do this to Inception.
Nice.
Because it's technically
Nice.
erasing my memory each time.
I like that.
Each time I fall into the next layer? What?
Yeah. All right, Megan.
Revealing open twist thing.
I would do Fight Club. No, actually, I probably would because I saw parts of Fight Club before I actually saw Fight Club, and that may have been spoiled. So, yes, I would forget about just seeing it the first time so I could see it the first time again.
Interesting.
For real.
Interesting. All right, Cody.
Lord of the Rings.
There it is. Just
Which
a big experience.
Yeah, which?
No.
Well, obviously,
the whole-
It's
I
the
can't-
whole
because
thing.
the other thing was The Hobbit, right?
If I had to pick one, Fellowship.
There you
I
go.
would agree.
I like the
All right,
Shire.
Chris, what would you do? Because like,
do.
let's
I
posit
love
this
the
to us.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
I would forget ever watching Drag Me to Hell,
There you go.
which I watched with Cody Moffat.
In the same room as Cody
In the
Moffat.
same room as Cody Moffat at
couldn't sit together.
MTSU.
You have bad luck with not sitting with the people you go to the movies with.
This is true.
Okay.
It was a
Anyway.
bad movie. Do not watch it.
I would probably go the more positive route and do something like, Gravity, or do something like just to erase it, to experience it anew, just something completely, fun. So, all right. So on to the next one. Let's see. All right, so this is a group activity. One person has to sing the theme song from MASH, one person has to sing the theme song from A-Team, and one person has to sing any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song at the same time.
Yes. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. They're heroes in when evil Shredder attacks,
All right. How long did it take to descend into complete chaos?
Back on the previous question, I would like to erase the memory of that.
Yes, simultaneously. That was correct.
Oh man,
we handled that correctly. What do you got?
I love that one.
Okay, that one right there.
Yes.
Okay, so
Who do we have do it?
Okay, so who are we gonna have do this? All right, so here we go. Cody.
What?
Tell me everything you remember about The Sixth Sense without spoiling the ending. 10 seconds.
Bruce Willis, there's a little kid. Bruce Willis kind of hangs out with him.
That sounds. What you just described is a really weird movie.
There's some ghosts.
Okay, that's it. All right. Oh, it's so
Bruce
good.
Willis, and he hangs out with a little kid.
So good. All right, so
It's literally all I remember about it.
All right, so here's what was our original one. Do you want to do our original one?
Sure, let's have Fulton.
All right, Fulton. Describe the plot of Lost
The entire series.
The entire series in 10 seconds.
90 seconds. We said 90 seconds.
I'm just shortening
10
it.
seconds.
It's okay.
Okay, so basically, everyone's on an island, and then they find a bunch of crap, and you go, whoa, I need to know what all this is, and then they never tell you.
7 seconds, you had 3 to spare.
That's all I needed.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
Which one do you want to do next?
All right, let's see here. Megan, let's. What are the worst choices for the next Indiana Jones actor? Actually, let's do this for everybody. You start with you. Okay, what are the worst choice for Indiana Jones as in the next movie?
Shia LaBeouf.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Mini-me.
There you go.
Nicolas Cage.
Best choice, Christopher Walken.
Oh.
Why did it have to be snakes?
I want to see that movie now. Thank you, Megan.
That was awesome.
So worst choice, Jared.
I do hate to say it, but Harrison Ford is the worst choice for the next Indiana Jones movie.
I disagree with this.
You think that Harrison Ford?
Why is he always last?
What do you think?
Nobody
What do you
here
think?
is a bigger Harrison Ford fan, but it's like
Yeah, worst choice.
Maybe David Bowie.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awful.
That's a good worst choice. Chris, who's your worst choice?
Oh man, worst choice. Orlando Bloom.
Okay. My worst choice is Adam Sandler. There's a good one. All right, what do you want to do next here? If anybody in the room can sing Gilligan's Island, can anyone sing the theme to that? Yeah, words and everything. Okay, nobody?
How does it start?
I know part of it. I know like parts of it.
Yeah, but how does it start? Wow. We're skipping that
Okay,
one.
we're skipping that one.
All right. Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah, we got it.
Yes.
Done.
Let's posit this to Cody. Why is the book always better than the movie?
It's not.
There you go. There you go. As succinct as you can get. All right, so here's one. Let's posit this to Megan. And it's, why did Battlestar Galactica so desperately need to get to Earth? Go.
Oh my, what? Because their planet got bombed by the Cylons and got taken over, and so they were just shooed away, and they were like, well, let's go find that mythical Earth. And by golly, they may have done it.
There you go.
Let's do this to everyone, all right? Now let's start with Jared this time. If you woke up 60 years from now,
We've learned from our mistakes, have we?
We're learning.
if you lived for over 130 years as a middle-aged, reasonably good-looking person, it says good-looking man, kind of like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, what would you do with your free time? Assuming you had no mutant healing factor, adamantium, or bone claws, and no berserker rage problems.
So basically, you have everything that's cool about Wolverine, but not Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like all my free time would just be trying to stay a good-looking middle-aged man. At 130 years old, it sounds like that's my entire free time is just, eating vegetables and working out. That's it.
That's all you do. Yes. Let's see here.
I think that about covers it.
Does anyone remember why was Lionel the leader of the Thundercats?
Oh, because he was the prince, I think.
Nice.
All right.
Like he was like a kid, and then they went to the new planet, and he grew up along the way. But he was dumb when he got there because he didn't have an education.
I mean, you're in space.
Yeah, he was just in cryogenic, growing up into huge muscular lino dude. Face.
There it is.
Yeah, I like that.
That's not why he was king.
Last one. Does anyone know what was in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? What do you think was in it?
I heard speculation that a lot of people thought it was a Millennium Falcon.
Oh.
Ooh.
Do you know what? Explain that.
A gold Millennium Falcon. That's just what I've heard.
That's just the rumor.
That's just the rumor.
I like that.
Was in the box on Castaway next too, or?
Yeah. Oh, we burned through all our good questions.
We have.
Yeah. So that's the end of this segment.
Only bad questions.
We asked our friend Derek Sanabria from D-Train Games to send us
Yeah.
his favorite game of the last 2 years during our run of Stay on Target. So, go Derek.
Hey everybody, this is Derek for Stay on Target's 100th episode. Chris and Jon asked me if I wanted to do a little something for this episode. So I'm going to tell you guys about my favorite game since Stay on Target started, which, according to my vigorous research of looking at the first episode on their website, was January 23rd of 2013. Now, there have been a lot of really great games since then. There have been games that are pretty much entirely familiar, but made a lot of really good and necessary changes. Stuff like Animal Crossing New Leaf, Pokemon X and Y, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, things like that. There have been games that have felt familiar, but do a lot of new things that are really cool and just kept the experience really entertaining. Things like BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5. There have also been experiences that are entirely new to me, that have really just kind of kept me interested until the very end. Things like Gone Home, Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and other such games. So there have been a lot of good games that have been good for many different reasons, but there's been one game that kind of stood above the rest. If you know me or have listened to this show before, you probably know where I'm going with this. It's The Last of Us. The Last of Us, it's a game that just does so many things so well. But at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing, and that's the tone. Every decision in that game, whether it's from a narrative standpoint, a visual standpoint, an audio standpoint, just any standpoint at all, it's all in service to the tone, and it's all so effective for that reason. Whether you're playing the main game, whether you're playing Left Behind, or even the multiplayer, which was still very true to that tone, and it could be brutal and unforgiving and sometimes maybe not fun, but it was something that just is unlike anything I've ever experienced before, and that's that dedication to tone is the reason that everything works. That's why I can't stop thinking about it even now, after almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now after its release. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still talking about it. I'm still telling everybody to play it. It's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime games that comes along and does everything perfectly. So that's my opinion. That's the best game for me since Stay on Target started. So I'm sure you guys have differing opinions, and let us know in the comments after this goes up. Final note, just want to congratulate Chris and Jon on over 2 years and over 100 episodes on top of, the Arrow on target, Flash on target. You guys are doing a lot of really great things, and I was happy to be involved somehow. If you guys ever want me back again, just let me know. I'm entirely open to that. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Derek. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to now talk about our favorite moments of the podcast over the last. And if you guys have any, you can chime in as well.
Yeah. Let me pull up my notes on my phone as opposed to
Okay.
print it out. I didn't print out.
Okay.
So Chris,
Yes.
top 5 episodes.
Yes.
what comes to mind?
Top
whenever you
5
think about
for
the
me?
top- yeah, like the
I
top
thought
5
you were,
episodes.
You were handling this.
Well, I have my top 5. Do you have any top 5 for yourself?
I do not.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like. You do yours, and I'll think of mine.
All right. So the first one. We've had some special guests on the show, and we
Yes.
were like, it's really awesome to have. We've had Royden Lepp, we've had Doug TeNapel, we've had Mike Dietz and Ed Schofield from Pencil Test, and those were always really fun episodes, nerve-wracking episodes, but really fun. Another one that I have, my second one, is the dramatic retelling that you and Megan did of the Batman versus Superman teaser
That was
I
amazing.
missed because I didn't get on my phone and watch it in time before they pulled it down. That was really fun. So
It was a good moment.
that was a good time. Let me see. I also have the Interstellar review was really fun. And that was really fun for on a number of levels because I flew back from Phoenix to make it for that showing. And it was just really fun to do that and be a part of that particular review.
Did we do that by ourselves?
I don't know. Did we? Yeah, you were there.
Yes.
I knew we were supposed to have you and then maybe one other person, but yeah, I knew somebody else was involved.
That was the episode where I screamed, "Mark Wahlberg's in the film!" And you
Yes.
all just stared at me, and I went, "What?"
That was the spoiler clock. Yeah, the spoiler clock was that one, and we were like, I immediately in my mind I remember going through and going, was Mark Wahlberg in this movie?
They're the same freaking person.
No. Let me see. One of the other ones was actually related to you as well. Was pranking you in Minecraft.
Yes.
That was a really fun episode too.
Yeah.
There's a video of that actually too
Yeah,
on your YouTube channels or on ours.
Yeah.
I think it's on.
It's
both.
like episode 3 or 4
It's
of
on
the
both.
Let's Play. Yeah.
Let me see. And then the other cool historical things like the Gettysburg Address episode, the 4th of July episode, and then the review of the Great War, that game. That review is one of my favorite ones that we've done.
Yeah.
So just that gaming experience, thinking about that whole thing is really fun. So
That's true.
Do you have any to bring you to you?
I don't know. The ones that stand out to me, yeah, for sure. The ones that we where we interview people, especially the Armor Krog one. That was the first interview that we did. It was kind of a nightmare getting 3 people on Skype at the same time
in different locations in the U.S., different time zones, everything.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Lego Movie review that we did with Cody and were you there? You were there, and then
And
JJ
Moore, who not here, but throw out to JJ. You're awesome, man.
Yes.
Dude, that was the episode that until this point held the record for the most people on the podcast at one time.
That's true. And it was a while. It was okay. So my memory also I'm associated with going to see that movie, and I was there first. Well, number one, we had to save 5 seats.
Yep.
And I got there a half hour in front of everybody else. And I walk in and there's just a sea of children. And I'm like, oh no. And so I had a coat and scarf and hat, and I kind of walked down the line and shed clothing as I went and dumped it in each thing. And I was so afraid that there would be some father or mother and her child. And it would be like, oh man, we can't see the movie because we can't sit together, little Tommy. I'm sorry.
And then you would have to keep it.
And I'd be like, oh,
Chris's heart turns to stone.
I'll lay in the floor. You can just sit here with your kid. It's okay. And so, we eventually saw that movie together, and it was awesome.
That was really fun. And also what's funny about that was a lot of times during that movie, there's just like Pixar movies and stuff. There's humor. While they may be geared towards hey, kids can watch this and enjoy it. There's humor that's adults will get. And I just remember being the group of 5 or 6 people that were just laughing hysterically through the entire thing. And I just felt like at the end, I was like, I bet you those kids were like, oh, these guys are so weird. What are they laughing at?
And they didn't even laugh and they even fell down.
Yeah, you know? So yeah, that was a good episode too. Another crazy episode was the night that we did the Wolverine review with Jared.
Oh, man.
I remember we were up so late because we had to go to a late show.
Was that even the first one that we all did together?
Oh, man. I think it was like the first or second one, but
it was pretty early on.
Yeah.
But dude, it was like we couldn't get to the opening showing, and so we went to, what was it, like at 8:30 or 9 o'clock?
No, it was a midnight showing.
Was it a midnight showing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because
So
we
went-
started at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. We did the midnight showing and then immediately went and podcasted about it, and that was nuts. I just remember sitting there, and at the end of the review, whenever I ended up printing off the podcast, I remember thinking, I don't know anything that I said in that entire time.
And if you listen to it, we're talking so slow, and we're like, there's no energy.
It's a very low. Post it in StanTargetPodcast.com.
Yeah, I'll probably put it up there,
They can go check it out if they want to listen through a really slow review.
Well, the thing was, the worst part also was we were trying to remember things, and we couldn't remember anything.
true.
We're like, what was that part?
That one guy's name. Oh man! A couple other like notable mentions would be like the Matt Dean episode where our cousin who lived in South Africa taught school in South Africa for years, and then he taught school in Mexico for 3 years. On his like journey to now he's in South Korea for a couple of years teaching school. That episode was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh man, one of my favorites. We went to Fido in downtown Nashville and did one on the street out there. That was a lot of fun.
that was a really fun one.
Yeah.
There's like construction going on down the road.
There's
So you can
construction
hear it
and
like behind us.
You wouldn't believe how many squeaky brakes there are in Nashville.
It was
There's a lot.
also really funny. Like whenever we were sitting there, people would like walk by and like we would be having this conversation at the same level that we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
and they would just like look at us
Yep.
and walk by. And it's like, what are these guys doing? What are they talking into their phones for? Because we were just recording it on our phones. So
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of my favorite moments. And so I've got a special thing over here. You don't know about this.
Oh.
Completely unplanned, off script. So let me see. So here we go. So I've got this box.
What is in the box?
In the box. Okay. So first of all,
It's a mystery box.
we've got a cake here.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
And then we've got. It is cool. We've got. You know that I collect pops.
Yes.
Everybody knows that I collect pop figures.
Yes.
And so this is a relatively special thing. I'm pulling it out here. We've got Pop Chris. What? And Pop Jon.
Wow.
Yep. He's got the St. Louis hat on. He's got the paper route shirt. He's got the chucks. Got our sunglasses.
Where did you get these?
So there is an awesome, amazing. Yeah, that camera over there. There's an amazing artist on Etsy. Her name is on Etsy. If you want to search for it, is Armeleia. I'm not sure how to say it. It's Armeleia. And just search for her. She does really amazing custom pops. She does some other stuff with other figures and dolls and things. And so
Wow.
she does an incredible job. And so she worked with me and that sort of thing. Put up with me sending photos and that whole thing. She was amazing to work with.
Did you take a
loved
mold
it,
of my face while I slept?
Exactly. Remember that one time you were cleaning? What's this plaster behind my head?
That's how square your jaw actually is.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
But yeah, she is awesome, and so I got these guys, and she actually did this 100th cake because she knew it was for our 100th podcast episode.
That's awesome.
And she was amazing to work with.
That's
so
amazing.
Everybody go check it out, and if you want some custom pops, she does an incredible job. The funny thing is, like, it was amazing to me how detailed everything is as you get up close, because this is like your jacket here. Like she molded the hood onto the back and the pockets on the front, and yeah, so just
Well, thanks
really
for
awesome.
the custom figure, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I'm wearing my paper route shirt. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And so we'll put a link to her shop and blog in the podcast at StayOnTargetPodcast.com.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
Cool.
thank you so much, by the way.
I think before we go, we also have a video from our father who would like to say a few words about the podcast.
Congratulations on the 100 episodes of Stay on Target. Keep up the good work.
Awesome. Well, that's it for this week. Be sure to check out stayontargetpodcast.com. We'll have all the links to everything that we talked about tonight, all the videos and pictures and articles that we link to, other podcasts. Thank you to everyone here.
Yeah.
You did awesome.
And thank you to Catherine, who made this amazing cake.
Yes.
Awesome.
Stay on Target cake. We're going to eat this soon.
Yeah.
And thank you to the listeners and viewers for listening to us every single week. We would not do this without you, and we really, really appreciate it. Be sure you check out our Arrow on Target podcast and Flash on Target. You can find us online at stayontargetpodcast.com. On Twitter, let's go around the room. Chris Wright 250.
John Wright 777.
Catherine Fern.
Megan Ledford.
Voltron 84.
At Jose Queso.
Elgardo 5.
Cody.
Don't have one.
Don't remember. Jonathan.
And
opinion something.
There you go.
Tweeting more.
Can we get lower thirds for everybody?
Yes. We'll pop up lower Thursday and it'll just fill the whole screen. So be sure you check us out there as well. You can keep up with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff.
be sure to come back next week. We're actually reviewing, and contrary to our opening, we are not quitting the podcast.
Oh, no.
The next episode is actually going to be a review of the Walking Dead season.
Yes.
And that'll be with Josh Hancock.
Yep. So be sure to tune in for that. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time on Stay on Target.